Did you know that a staggering 60% of engine failures are due to improper use of engine braking? Shocking, isn't it? Now you might be wondering, what exactly is engine braking? Well, in the simplest of terms, it's when drivers use the natural drag within the engine to slow down the vehicle, instead of relying on the external braking system. Engine braking, you see, is a popular method among drivers, especially those who regularly navigate steep declines or drive large vehicles. It's a technique that can offer a greater level of control, reduce wear on the brake pads, and even improve fuel efficiency. It sounds like a great deal, doesn't it? But hold your horses. While engine braking might seem like a magic trick for your vehicle, it's not without its potential pitfalls. If not used correctly, engine braking can lead to some serious and often costly damages to your vehicle. Imagine this. You're cruising along a scenic mountain road and you decide to utilize engine braking to manage your speed as you descend. But you overdo it. The revs shoot up, you hear a dreadful grinding noise, and before you know it, your engine is smoking. That's the nightmare scenario of engine braking gone wrong. It's not just about the potential for catastrophic engine failure either. Misuse of engine braking can also lead to increased wear on your transmission, potential damage to your clutch, and even affect the drivability of your vehicle. Now, engine braking isn't inherently a bad practice. In fact, when used correctly, it can be a useful tool in a driver's arsenal. But like most tools, it's all about how you use it. So what makes engine braking so harmful to your vehicle when misused? And how can you avoid falling into the trap of causing unnecessary damage? Well, strap in, because we're about to take a deep dive into the world of engine braking. But what makes engine braking so harmful to your vehicle? Let's dive in. To understand the damage, we first need to understand the mechanics behind engine braking. Engine braking, also known as compression release braking, goes beyond the usual braking methods that we're familiar with. It's a technique where the driver shifts down gears to reduce vehicle speed, using the engine's natural slowing power instead of the vehicle's braking system. So how does it work? Well, when you're driving a car with a manual transmission and you disengage the accelerator, the throttle valve closes. This creates a vacuum in the intake manifold, which in turn slows down the engine and subsequently the vehicle. This is where the term engine braking comes from. Now, what differentiates engine braking from regular braking? In regular braking, you're applying pressure on the brake pedal, which then activates the brake pads or shoes to create friction against the brake rotors or drums. This friction slows down the wheels, therefore slowing down the vehicle. On the contrary, engine braking doesn't involve the brake pads or shoes. Instead, it relies on the natural deceleration of the engine when the throttle valve is closed. This means that there's less wear on your braking system, which can be a plus point. But remember, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Engine braking can put additional stress on your engine, particularly on the transmission and the clutch. This increased stress can lead to more frequent and potentially costly repairs. That's why it's preferred for large vehicles like trucks that have more robust engines, and for situations where the regular brakes might overheat, like driving downhill for extended periods. However, for everyday driving in your average car, this method of braking can pose more risks than benefits. You could be trading a little saved wear on your brakes for a big repair bill for your engine or transmission. It's a bit like saving on the cost of a haircut by doing it yourself, but ending up with a style that requires a costly fix at the salon. So, it's clear that engine braking is not just a regular brake, it's a whole different beast. So what are the dangers of engine braking, you ask? Well, let's dive right into it. Engine braking, while it can be a handy tool for some drivers, comes with a multitude of potential risks and damages that can wreak havoc on your vehicle. When you use engine braking, you're essentially causing your car to slow down by reducing the throttle and letting the engine take the load. This can create unnecessary stress on your engine and drivetrain, leading to a slew of potential damages. Firstly, the excessive strain on your engine can cause it to wear down prematurely. This is especially true if you're frequently using engine braking in a vehicle that's not designed for it, like most passenger cars. The excessive heat and pressure can cause components to fail, leading to costly repairs and a shorter lifespan for your engine. Next, the drivetrain. This part of your vehicle is not designed to handle the strain of engine braking. It's like asking a marathon runner to sprint 100 meters. Sure, they might be able to do it, but it's not what they're built for, and it could lead to injuries. Similarly, using engine braking can cause your drivetrain to wear out faster, leading to expensive and time-consuming repairs. And let's not forget about the transmission. If you're using engine braking in an automatic transmission vehicle, you're essentially forcing it to shift gears at a rate it's not designed for. This can cause significant damage to your transmission, leading to repairs that can easily run into the thousands. So you see, while engine braking may seem like a nifty trick to slow down your vehicle, it comes with a hefty price tag. The potential damages it can cause to your engine, drivetrain, and transmission far outweigh any benefits it may have. Engine braking is not a game. It's a risky maneuver that can cost you dearly. So before you decide to use engine braking, consider the potential risks and costs associated with it. It might just save you a lot of time, money, and headaches in the long run. However, this doesn't mean you should never use engine braking. Yes, you heard it right. Engine braking isn't an entirely bad egg. It can be used wisely and safely if handled correctly. It's a bit like fire. If you let it run wild, it could cause havoc. But harness it properly, and it becomes a powerful tool. The key is understanding when and how to use engine braking. It's best used when you're descending steep hills. In these scenarios, regular braking for an extended period can lead to brake fade, a situation where your brakes lose effectiveness due to overheating. Engine braking can be a lifeline here, helping to control your speed without straining your brakes. But remember, moderation is the mantra. Engine braking isn't meant to bring your vehicle to a complete stop. It's there to assist your regular brakes, not replace them. So use it as part of your braking strategy, not as the whole plan. Now let's talk about how to use it correctly. The golden rule is to always downshift to a lower gear smoothly and gradually. Abruptly dropping gears can potentially damage your transmission, so take it slow and steady. Also, avoid engine braking when your engine is cold. Cold engines are more susceptible to wear and tear due to inadequate lubrication. So, let your engine warm up before you even think about engine braking. And lastly, always keep an eye on your tachometer. This device measures your engine's RPM, revolutions per minute. Avoid letting the needle enter the red zone. If it does, you're pushing your engine too hard. And that's a recipe for disaster. Engine braking can be a good friend or a bad enemy. It all boils down to how you use it. Treat it with respect, understand its limitations, and you'll find it can be a powerful ally in preserving your vehicle's health. Remember, a wise driver knows when to use engine braking and when to avoid it. So be that wise driver. Your car will thank you. Now we want to hear from you. It's time to open up the floor and turn the spotlight onto your experiences. We've all had our fair share of driving moments, some smooth sailing and others not so much. And we believe that every experience, every story has something to teach. Have you ever used engine braking in your driving adventures? It's quite a popular technique among drivers, isn't it? And why not? It does offer a certain degree of control over your vehicle. But as we've been discussing, it can also have a hidden dark side. Perhaps you've had a close shave with a costly repair due to excessive engine braking. Or maybe you've had a complete engine breakdown in the middle of nowhere, thanks to this technique. If you've ever found yourself in such a situation, we'd love to hear about it. Your stories could be a cautionary tale for others. They could help someone avoid a hefty repair bill, or even a dangerous situation on the road. So don't hold back. Whether it's a funny anecdote about that time you thought engine braking was your best friend, or a horror story about how it turned into your worst enemy, we're all ears. And it's not just about the negative experiences. If you found a way to use engine braking effectively and safely, we'd love to hear about that too. After all, it's about learning from each other, isn't it? So hit that comment section and start typing. Your experiences, your insights could be invaluable to someone out there. And who knows, your story might just be featured in one of our future videos. Remember, every experience counts, every story matters. So don't shy away from sharing. Let's create a community where we can all learn, grow, and become better drivers together. Your experiences can help others avoid the same pitfalls. So let's start sharing and let's start learning. So, there you have it, the truth about engine braking. We've journeyed long and hard, from understanding the mechanics of engine braking. Along the way, we've uncovered the shocking reality of how this popular driving technique can cause major damage to your vehicle if not used wisely. We talked about the basic principle of engine braking, how it differs from regular braking, and why so many drivers use it. It's a method that can provide additional control, particularly on steep descents or slippery roads. However, it's not as harmless as it may seem. The potential risks and damages associated with engine braking were also laid bare. We learned how constant use of engine braking puts undue stress on the engine, transmission, and drivetrain, leading to premature wear and tear and potentially costly repairs down the line. We've also emphasized the importance of using engine braking wisely and sparingly. It's a tool in your driving arsenal, but like any tool, it needs to be used correctly to avoid causing more harm than good. Remember, a little knowledge can go a long way in preventing unnecessary damage to your vehicle. So the next time you're behind the wheel and considering using engine braking, think twice. Consider the potential risks and whether it's really necessary in that situation. Remember, your vehicle is an investment. Don't let engine braking destroy it. Stay tuned for more car maintenance tips and tricks. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And with that, we wrap up our deep dive into the world of engine braking. Until next time, drive safe and take care of your wheels.